So a few more parts came in. So I hope I can finish up the rear end of this and I'll be able to start focusing on getting that bed back on this thing. I'll sand in a few places, touch up the paint because I didn't clean this thing the best. I just got it painted clean enough where it looks good under a truck because I'm going to be driving this truck. It's not going to be a show truck. Look at the body of this truck and you'll know that. The big thing is I need to get these wheels back off. I'm going to see if we can get brakes on. We need to put these on, the new backer plates on, get this all cleaned up, make the thing stop like it should. Auto Shack parts. These are drilled and slotted. They came with great reviews. I don't know, man, they were reasonably priced. We're gonna see what it's all like. So, hey, let's go to the shop, baby. You can see this lining is completely gone. It fell off. This is rusted out. I think that you can take this bolt loose and you're able to work this around and get it off without pulling the axles. But considering that this is in that condition and you know, to be able to clean all this up, it's gonna be much better if I pull the axles. So we're gonna get the axles pulled out of this rear end. We'll film that. I'll show you how that's done. These things use a C-clip. I'm pretty sure could be able to. I got to pull the diff cover off of it anyway. I've got a new one. We'll pull the diff cover, get the oil drained out of it, slide that pin out, drop the axles out of it. 13 millimeter. I'm gonna get these off. Like I said, I've got a new one. This one's pretty pitted up. Probably still fine, but plus I'm gonna have a drain hole in it, drain plug in it now. Damn. I could sure use a impact wrench to do this. Matter of fact, let's go get one. And yes, I know, this is chrome. A little bit, not bad. This ain't getting on me. Looks like it's about an 8 millimeter. And what I really like is, that looks good and clean. Looks real good and clean. That's a good sign. That's all clean. Of course, glass and the surface will have to be cleared up. But see if I can go ahead and get this broke loose. Turn around and see if we can slide that pin out of there. Alright, the wrench on it here now, let's see if we can hold it. There we go. Yeah, just need a little leverage. Again, that little pin just slides through there and retains it. Slide it up here to pop it through, hopefully. So there's flats here and here and here and here. Yeah. Careful not to move that. I should be able to slide the axles in, pop them on each side, grab a hold of that C-clip, and pull it up out of there. Magnet makes this go a lot easier. Yeah, get that little magnet. there you go. Couldn't find my magnet, so. But before I go any further, I want to make sure I get that other side out, because one of the number one things, I do not like the thought, and I have plenty of room here, I can slide it over. You don't want to move this stuff around. Tap or two out there. Gotta let it know you love it. All right, same thing. Get our magnet. Get that magnet as close as I can to it. Get it up there far enough and I can put my clip in it. And there's the other one. So, that's done. Now I don't want this carrier to move. So the first thing I'm gonna do is pull those axles, at least one of them out. Hopefully both, because I don't want these spiders to roll around in there. Matter of fact, now that it's done, just to hold it in place, put those in. Now I can pull the axles out, be able to get to these backer plates and everything, and clean everything up the way I should. Fun. All right, so that those are out, again, we'll take a look at, pull those brakes off, leave the other side all together. When you do brakes and you haven't done the car before, do one side, leave the other one together. If you take it apart and you realize something's not right, you've got a reference. Just a good habit. Honestly, if you do them every day, it's probably still a good habit to have that. But plenty of stuff is definitely wrong with these. So I want to take this completely apart, clean it all up real good. And again, you got to see, look at this one bolt right here. Then we'll allow this to come off. That may be an 8mm too. 8mm. Come on. Let's just see. So again, that comes new with the brakes. I've also got fresh I have a fresh kit that has all the hardware, so I'll be able to pull all this apart. 18, there it is. Oh yeah, that's lovely, ain't it? There is your brake. So yeah, all this can come apart. There it goes. Wow. Yeah, things like that you don't really think much about, but you know, all that dirt and all that debris that's been getting up in there, that's why these brakes were absolutely garbage. It allowed that to be completely contaminated, filled up, and rotted. These brakes were not wore out. Hell, no one uses them. All the wear pads had just fallen completely off of it. That's now cleaned up. You can see, it's pretty well cleaned up as well. Alright, so this piece right here, when it slides in, you can see your adjuster, your cable goes right here. This piece, there's a pin that fits in it, and it'll slide right into this. Alright, before I go any further with that though, we're going to take a little of this grease. I'll give about a half on it, like so. I'll save the other half for the other side. Again, for a good amount, let's go ahead and rub that around on this one. Rub it around here. Rub it in the corners. You know, always time for a little lubrication. Alright. Again, once that goes in, your adjuster's going to point away from it. So we're going to slide that up into here. Just like so. Alright. Next, you get this little clip. Well, that's on this side. That clip will fit right here, as such. Now, this particular one, your adjuster's turned into it right there. And just a little more of this grease. We might have to put some enough to kind of coat this. I don't want this thing to lock up. And again, same thing there. Just a little down in the threads. That's going to slide right down into here. Like there. Pops it in. Now, still able to adjust using this if we need to. But this little button, now we'll thread all the way in. And yes, I put a little thread, a little lube on those threads. Of course, you won't want that before you put your brake in. It'll have to be this direction. Oh, crap. All right. Get this pin. We'll slide right into that head, and that's going to be your actual movement. Again, a little more of that grease. Gonna get a little bit on all this. And it's going to be how that works. For the most part, that is your kit. Now, the other thing that'll happen is when you put your there we go. And there it is. I also have this clip. Will go right here. There is one thing I'm missing right now. That's enough hands to do all this. There you are. As it is. So that's in, and my back plate in, and on top of it. Again, I think you can do this with the axle in it, but you still have to take these bolts out. This whole thing has to come loose. You're going to be working behind the hub. Total pain in the ass. Wire brush, clean this up real good. Put that backer plate on. Put this one on it as such. I think that's right, ain't it? Nope. Like that. Right there. First thing is, let's clean that up. Alright. I'm gonna spritz a little on that. Kinda see if we can make it look a little more like it belongs on there. And like that, when the paint's still good and wet, you can put it all together. Now, these with the extended edges go top and bottom. And your caliper is going to go towards the front. And this, with your adjuster, can go on may not be the most important thing to know. If you'll squeeze that adjuster right there. Yeah, so what you want to do is squeeze the adjuster till it's all the way out. So, what I am missing is right here. That'll be coming in. Ready to put this all back together. I didn't have any 263, but I've got this 2047. Don't know where the 263. I know I've got a thing over here. But this is the black. What this is for is actually for larger bolts. It's got a high lubricity rating. So when you're putting a higher bolt together, it allows you to get the torque correct and all that good stuff. And actually kind of like a anti-seize. But it's got a similar holding power to Red 263. So this should be perfectly fine for these bolts, which, as you can see, had red Loctite from the factory. So let's get this thing ready to go. We'll put these bolts in, torque everything down. Closest I could find, these should be right at 90. So I do have new there. Came with these actually. Didn't even realize it was in them. So it's all good and centered up. This bad boy up on here. So you can see it comes out like a black. And I broke a rule. I I didn't unload this last time. I think I told you 90 earlier. There's 90. Well, we're doing 90. Yeah, that feels pretty good. And one more time just for good measure, just another click. Alright, there is the emergency brake. So you can see the pin here, just about to fall out. And as it did. And there is the pin that retains it and goes right in there. So I am going to clean that up, and I'm going to put just a touch of blue thread locker on that. Now, doesn't do any good to put thread locker if everything's got oil all over it. So brake clean works great. I definitely don't like that either. Alright. Clean this off real good. Now, before I get too carried away, need to put these C-clips in. Slide that forward. One of these little C-clips. You know how fun they were getting out, right? Since I didn't have my magnet and I was trying to rig something up with a magnet. Slide that bastard in there some way or another. Alright, plop that down in. Slide that axle there out. Do the same thing. Spread those axles apart. Alright, now this is all good, pretty, and clean. That's all nice and clean. And I'm going to hopefully slide this around without moving those. The hole is right there. The hole is right here. Slide you over here and make sure you can see it. Get you a better shot. Alright. There's a hole in this, so when you push this in, you want to make sure it's aligned. Alright, I'm going to leave that out just a little bit. Like I said, don't necessarily have to have this, but I'm going to put just a touch. So, just a little blue thread locker. Slide that on up in there. Oh. Slide that right through there because it shot through like a gun. There we go. That'll line up now. There we go. Torque that down. Get a torque wrench here in a second and torque that down to 20 foot-pounds. So right now it's just all kind of cinched up. But you see where I'm at? 20 foot-pounds. From what I can understand is proper for these 10 volts. Right, 1, 2, and 10. Yeah, 10 volt. There it is. So what I'm going to do is clean this up. I'll put a thin layer of Permatex on this. Set my gasket in place. Do the same thing on my diff cover. Put it together. Then I want to get this thing sitting on the ground. Big deal with sitting on the ground is that way I can do it exactly the way I want. Let's finish these brakes for right now.